Hi. I wanted to touch on something that I've been feeling out. Last night I was exhausted, so by 8 o'clock I was just ready to be in bed. And I had realized that I might have hit the sound machine one time too many and that it might shut off after an hour instead of just run for the night. And it did, so I woke up with that and got up to turn it back on. And then I just started hearing all these noises. And I don't know that it was my door, but I could hear it through a couple different times. If it was knocks, it was very hard, so for me it was more like slamming 5 times, both times on someone's door that's connected to mine. And it just brought up this fear, part of my issues of not feeling safe, to where I get up and I lock my door, and I get up and I lock the shared bathroom door. And I just can't even stay hidden in my room with the locked doors. I have to get out and make sure that everything's okay. And it's funny because this town may have changed a lot since I was here when I was 19. But I doubt that it's gone that downhill to where there's, crime and violence everywhere. And overall, I feel like I'm adjusting okay. But that woke me up to this feeling of just a general unsafe. Like I'm still looking around everywhere for people reacting poorly to hurt me. Like even, for having moved in Sunday, yesterday was the first day that I got to filling out the check-in sheet for move in, move out, so they can sort of see the quality of what to charge me for, And I don't know, part of me just feels like I'm gonna get reamed for turning that in on day 3 versus 1 or 2. Or for having my daughter here when the max that anybody else that doesn't live here is supposed to be here is 5 days. But hearing all those noises when I know that I don't have anybody else here right now than me and her just shows my general lack of trust. I think it's more of a fear of if anything goes wrong here, that I'll be thrown back to who knows where with him. Like even in my dream last night, right before I woke up, he was, just being crass and sitting on a couch and being like, yeah, we'll just go ahead and leave. And I state, well, yeah, I know that you never appreciated me. Just knowing that inside feeling of no partner that ever really loves their partner is gonna just be that blasé about an ending. It was just so, yeah, whatever, go ahead and do it. And just the way all this stuff is moving through, it's like, whoo. So just in reality, when do I ever really start to feel safe? After all those years of living with a narc. I don't remember it being that bad when I left my mom to go to the same school all those years ago, but maybe because I just wasn't aware. And, I would have done anything to get away from my family. College wasn't just for getting a better education. It was my way of getting away from them. It was 4 hours away. And I know I gotta loosen up. I'm still so tense. Like if my daughter runs, I'm just like, they could kick me out for noise. If she, spills something, I'm still just so reactive to all of it, feeling like it's like little notches that are gonna get used against me. It's a lot to realize. But other than that, things are okay here. We'd gotten locked out of the apartment a couple days ago, where that was the day where we went out to Walmart, which is the only big store here, to get the cabinet for the bathroom, and came back with the groceries and that, and an Instant Pot that air fries. It's really good. But I couldn't get my key to turn, so like for an hour of pacing around the building and doing all that kind of stuff, I'm just trying to get in and I can't. And even then there wasn't a feeling of lack of being safe, because I know I didn't do anything wrong. The key just won't turn. And my only frustration was I left my phone in the apartment, just liking not being connected to everything. So I couldn't even call the housing coordinator that's just down the way, because he wasn't there and he had a sign to just call his cell phone. So the ice cream that I'd bought to be our dessert that night, we ate while we were waiting because it's not gonna stay good. Dinner gets pushed off till like 6 because 6 or 7, I can't remember what time we finally got in. But going to a Planet Fitness and asking to use their phone so I can call that guy to let him know, and I'm scared to do that, but no, they let me use their phone. They let me have it as long as I needed to get that message across. So there's really nothing down here to make me need to feel this way, but it's just all this lack of control, or the fear of still being controlled, coming out. It's when my daughter's not with me, I'm curious as to whether I will relax a bit. Like even yesterday, knowing that Ray was going to have dinner with his parents, and part of me still feels like it's the backbiting, it's the planning to get her away from me. And part of me just has to relax. Like even if that does happen, I'm not in a position now to do anything about it. This is something I've wanted to do for 20 years. And I was so close to it when I realized I was pregnant with her. But I just couldn't see it happening, since she was supposed to be born during finals week of that first semester. And knowing that, I really wanted to give my babies the most personal, intimate time from me that I could. And I'd wanted this child for so long. So, I know I want this, and that's why I'm doing all of this. It's just a perk that out of 4 schools in the state, this is one of them that offers the program. It's not easy to get anywhere, but it's also the most affordable one that I trust. Ivy Tech has one, but I'm not sure where that's held, and I know through Ivy Tech that you hardly ever get everything in one place, so this is the one where it's the most affordable. I trust the school with its education. I feel like I was wonderfully educated through my experience through round 1, so it just made sense to have it for round 2 once I saw that they had this, because it was almost $1,000 a credit hour for the 2 private schools that offered it, plus all the hoops you have to go through. And it's not like really, if I use any work study or part-time work, and excuse me, and any loan, those aren't even necessary to cover the housing and the tuition and the fees, because the financial aid covers all of that so far. There's really no reason for me to not think that I will be okay here. I don't know. Even with meals, it's the repeat things. One, because Mia is just so comfortable that she doesn't want to leave and go out and do things. It's driving me nuts a little bit, but another is just having to transition from cooking for other people and me just being so done doing things for other people, which sounds mean because as a mom, that's something I know I need to do, but there's still just so much fucking residue of the grandeur and the entitlement with a narc. It's quite amazing in the darkest way. So, thanks for hearing me out on this. It's been such an overwhelming realization of how deep the issues have been. And maybe it's just part of, as I feel the shackles coming off, I don't want to feel them go back on. I don't. So, overall, very happy. It's just part of the however long the quote healing. I don't know that it's a healing. It's more just like a shedding of all the BS of what life with a narc is. So